Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Troller. We're going to talk Browns and NFL draft. We're going to talk Cavs. We're going to talk traveling Major League Baseball. And we'll have a great moment in sports history and NFL draft history for you. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Phil Simms was the 7th overall pick in the 1979 NFL draft. What school did he play for? I don't have the answer to this draft question later on the broadcast. Well, we are just 2 days away from the 2019 NFL draft. The big question is, who is going to be the number one pick overall in the first round? Who is going first? Media sources say it's either going to be Nick Bosa or Kyler Murray. Now, the Arizona Cardinals have the number one pick in the first round overall. But if you think it's going to be the Cardinals' year, think again. Because they've just got a new head coach. It's going to be, I think they'll have a decent season, but I don't think it's going to be their year. But they're looking for some really good players, and I think they need to make a big splash in this round. But I don't think it's going to be Arizona's year. But I think it's either going to be Nick Bosa or Kyler Murray, because that's who a lot of media sources are talking about of who it is going to be. But we'll have to wait and see on Thursday. The other big question is who should the Browns select with the number 49 pick in the second round of the NFL draft? Well, according to Mary Kay Cabot and other sources at Cleveland.com, if the Browns stay at number 49, they feel a safety is what the Browns need to select, and one of those possibilities is Juwan Thornhill from Virginia. The Browns brought him in for a private workout. They also have Morgan Burnett, who they signed from the Packers and the Steelers. But although Thornhill has great ball skills and can work his way into the mesh and eventually become their starting safety, because he really he put some big numbers up with Virginia, and he can really, I think, do it with Cleveland. But we'll see. Another possibility is Justin Langley out of Michigan State University, and I feel he could really play alongside Denzel Ward, because he really put up some big numbers, and he really has a really tight running him. He is really a good defensive back, and he can really play I think alongside Denzel Ward. And don't forget, round one of the NFL draft begins Thursday night at 8 on ESPN, and rounds 2 and 3 will be Friday at 7 p.m. and Saturday for rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7 will begin at noon, leading up to pick number 254, Mystery Relevant. And for this Thursday, round 1 of the NFL draft, I will be on location for that broadcast at the Murphy House, the home of my friends Matt and Katie Murphy. And joining me for that broadcast as my special guest will be none other than my really good friend Matt Murphy, who is one of my best friends. We'll break down the first round, see who all the teams are going to take, and we will also break down the second round, see who we think the Browns are going to take at number 49, and we'll talk about the regular season schedule for the Browns and the preseason schedule as well, and we'll break on see who we feel the Browns are going to take, and all the rounds that they have draft picks in. So please join me for that broadcast Thursday night. And it will be just before the NFL draft begins at 8 o'clock. So please tune in. I'm really looking forward to it. Well, the Cavs coaching search continues. It's now week 2. And when the Cavs and Larry Drew agreed to part ways on April 11th, there was no timeline given as to when the team would choose his successor. But one new report suggests that the final decision doesn't figure to be coming anytime soon. Drew had taken over the Cavaliers head coaching role after Tyronn Lue was fired following an 0-6 start. Drew's final numbers weren't much better at 19-57 for the remainder of the season, though the combination of injuries and trades and a focus on rebuilding effectively limited the chances of seeing much improvement. In the 14 years with Dan Gilbert, the head coaching position has been something of a revolving door, with the 7 different coaches taking over the role during the 8 changes made. That latter fact is the result of Gilbert hiring Mike Brown twice, the first time coming in 2005 and the second taking place in 2013. A number of names, potential coaches, have already popped up, including Miami Heat assistant Juwan Howard. In addition, one report indicated that Gilbert had spoken with disgraced coach Rick Pitino about the position, but I don't think the Cavs are going to want Pitino. He really had he is disgraced, and he really the last head coaching job he really disgraced that position, and he said some things that I thought were out of line, and I don't think the Cavs are going to want him, to say the least. But it's going to be a long search, believe me. The individual that is hired will have a number of quality players to serve as the cornerstone of the Cavaliers' rebuild. One of these players is unknown, since he will be eventually a high draft pick in this June's 2019 NBA draft. And that is, of course, June 20th. And the lottery picks are, of course, May 14th. So we'll see what kind of picks they get. And in addition, the Cavaliers also acquired a first-round pick from Houston when they made a 3-team deadline deal involving one of their former players, Alec Burks. So whoever the Cavs hire is really going to have quality players, but they're really going to have a lot to rebuild, and I feel it's going to take a lot of time. This coach search is not going to end anytime soon, and I think it's really going to be a long process of who Gilbert selects and who the Cavs want as their next successful head coach, because we do want the Cavs back in the playoffs, but I think it's going to be another at least 2 years, 3 years if that, but I think 2 years. So don't expect the Cavs to be back in the playoffs next season, but we'll have to see. Now we have here's a great moment in NFL draft history. It all goes back to the 2004 NFL draft when the San Diego Chargers, or now the LA Chargers, selected Eli Manning with the I think it was the 4th pick overall. Excuse me, and but Manning refused to play for the Chargers and would put on a uniform for them because he wanted to play for the Giants, and Rivers wanted to play for the Chargers. And eventually, with the I think it was a latter rounds later, with the I think it was in the 4th round with the I think it was the 149th with the 4th round with the I think in the 104th pick, that when he was selected and the Giants did take Manning, and Rivers got to go play for the Chargers. That's our great moment in NFL draft history for today. And we'll get to the tribe in just a moment. But first, it is now time for the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 NFL Draft Trivia question. Phil Simms was the 7th pick overall in the 1979 NFL Draft. What school did he play for? And if you said Morehead State University, you are correct. Phil Simms is Morehead State University, Kentucky's only player drafted in the first 7 rounds of the NFL Draft in 1979. I have another draft question on Thursday, because I will not do a podcast tomorrow, Wednesday, as I'm up preparing the script for the special 2019 Scott Sports 101 NFL Draft Edition on this Thursday night. The Tribe is off today, but they'll be back in action tomorrow night as they begin a 3-game set with the Miami Marlins tomorrow night at home at Progressive Field. Carlos Carrasco on the hill for the Tribe with a record of 2-2, and Adam Plutko, Pablo, and Pablo Lopez, I didn't mean Adam Plutko, disregard that. And Pablo Lopez on the hill for the Marlins with a record of 1-3. And the Tribe is just 2 games back of the Minnesota Twins in the Central Division in second place. First pitch at 6:10 on Sports Time, Ohio. Now, getting back to the NFL draft, I do feel the Browns need to draft a safety because I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback. If they do, it'll be a backup. And I do feel that if they stay at number 49, I feel they should either do Juwan Howard or Justin Langley. So we'll see when the NFL draft round 1 begins Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. And I'll be back join me Thursday as I'll be back with the round 1 special edition of Scott Sports 101 2019 NFL Draft Edition from the Murphy House, the home of my friends, Matt and Kenny Murphy, and with my special guest, my really good friend, Matt Murphy, who's one of my best friends. And so tune in for that. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.